Okay. Yeah, so this is going to be our very first RFD session, so we might have a few hiccups just until we figure out what all we want to do, how we want things to run. But, okay, and then I see. Okay. So, yeah, actually, let me double check our,
Do you have a list for the people that you know are supposed to be in?
I have a list of schools, but I'm pretty sure everybody was registered. I'm just trying to see who hadn't, maybe. And then if you hold a position on eBoard or actually, if you just hold any position at all, if you want to put that in the chat box too, just so Erin and I have a little bit better idea of who we're talking with. And while you guys are doing that, I'm going to go ahead and Erin, I'm going to share your presentation so you can introduce yourself, and then I guess I'll introduce myself. So Erin, if you want to go ahead and yeah, just tell a little bit about yourself, and I'll just flip through the slides for you.
Yeah, can you hear me?
You're pretty quiet.
Let me see if I can move somewhere else in my apartment to get it a little louder.
Erin, it sounds like you might need to turn your microphone on.
Okay. It's saying that my browser is preventing access to my microphone. And I tried to undo that. I've never had that happen before.
Okay, actually you're a little bit louder now. So as long as whatever you're doing right now, you keep doing through your slides, we should be okay.
All right, I'll just sit really close to the computer.
All right, there you go.
So hi, I'm Erin Shepard. I will be your RFD for the fall 2020 and for this coming round of RFDs. And I am the East 1 RFD person. So this is just going over what we're going to go over today. We're going to just do a little introduction, what I do, how I help you guys, a little bit about me, and then any questions you guys have. So this is a little bit about me. I joined Phi Sigma Rho in spring of 2015. So I joined spring year of my freshman year. As an active, I held the recruitment chair position, and then I was also the social media standards person. So making sure that all of the girls were following social media standards and how we could better assess when people weren't following them. I'm a Penn State alumna, and I graduated in 2019 as an industrial engineer. And currently my only alumna position is a regional field director. And I currently live in Philly. I'm from Pittsburgh, but I moved to Philadelphia for my job. I really enjoy board games and forcing my family to play them. Cideries, anything Penn State, mainly Penn State football, and camping. And then right now I work as a project engineer for CP Flexible Packaging. In CP Flexible Packaging, we make flexible packaging that is for the food and cleaning supplies industries. So for Kellogg's, Walmart, companies like that. So these are just some photos of me. The top one with the Phi Sigma Rho letters, that was my recruitment season. I made those letters. I am the most proud about those because they still use those today. Underneath that's my family, my G little and my GG little. In the middle is my brother and I on a cross-country road trip we took. I worked in Portland last year for my internship. So my family flew out and we did a cross-country road trip home. That's me graduating, and that's me at Penn State football game. So a little bit about what an RFD does. We do regularly check-ins with the chapter presidents. We'll do monthly check-ins with Sharon, the VP of Collegiate Affairs, emailing you guys, which I mean, you already know I've emailed you about introducing myself and, for conference and everything like that. So I'll just email you when dates are coming up, when taxes are due, yearly reports and things like that. Responding to questions any way possible via email, Facebook, text, or phone call. I'm pretty available any of those ways. So if email isn't your thing and you need to text me, that's okay. And then the chapters that I'm working with are Theta, so UConn, Rutgers, Northeastern, and MIT, which is a colony. So this is my contact information. If you want to get a hold of me through email, you can do the Greek letter designation. So for example, you could do Alpha Tau RFD at phi-sigma-rho.org, or you can just email my email directly, which is east1rfd at phi-sigma-rho. You can expect a response within 48 hours if you do email me, at least of an acknowledgement of an email. Even like if I'm on vacation, I'll send you a, hey, I got it, I'll get to you in a couple of days. But I can guarantee you I'll get you back to you in 48 hours. My Facebook is just Erin Shepard. So if you like Facebook Messenger, you can add me on there. My Instagram is Erin_Shepard. So if you want to DM me through that, it's another way you can get a hold of me. And then phone, which will be your quickest option. So my phone number is right there. Your text will receive the quickest response because I can't always take phone calls at work, but I can check my phone fairly frequently on my breaks and at lunch. So if you need to get a hold of me ASAP, your text is probably your best option, but always follow up with an email or a phone call if I'm not getting a hold of you.
Okay, and I think that's the end of your presentation, Erin. Does that sound about right?
Yeah,
Okay.
it wasn't too long.
All right, no, that was great. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and turn my video back on and I will just leave this up for now. I'm gonna get out of full screen mode. There we go. So I would say at a normal conference, the RFD Roundtable is usually held like Sunday morning at breakfast. This is just supposed to be a really low-key, fun opportunity for you guys to, first of all, meet your new RFD, to get to know Erin a little bit better, but then also to kind of, come together as a region. So I know we've got, let's see, we've got Massachusetts, Connecticut, and New Jersey represented here. I guess in the before times, pre-COVID, it'd be pretty easy for you guys to meet up being close, but we're just gonna roll like this today. So you've obviously got your RFD, you've got Erin on the call today. I'm here as VP of Collegiate Affairs, and then our Executive Director, Kat, is here as well. But basically, we just want to use this as an opportunity for you guys to, share your goals with Erin as your RFD. She's going to be an incredibly important asset to you guys for this upcoming academic year. And so if she knows what you're trying to do, what your goals are for this coming year, she can help you achieve those. And at the same time, Erin's going to share a little bit too about what her goals are as an RFD and some of her expectations for her chapters. So I guess let's see. So we've got everybody in the chat here. So I guess if we'll just start in no particular order. If you guys, like I said, just want to share your goals for the chapter this year. Erin and I are both going to be taking notes, and this will help you basically. So let's start with Rutgers actually. So I think that was. Oh, I don't remember what it was. I don't want to pull the chat back up.
Sorry.
Hi.
Hi. Sorry. Okay, I had surgery 2 days ago, so I'm kind of foggy on things right now, but I can I can still talk. I know what's going on.
Okay, well, that's good to hear. So
yeah, so just if I stutter a little, that's why, because I'm just a little bit out of it still.
All right.
So like basically like my chapter goals for like this year are we have like basically Rutgers is like Rutgers is completely online this semester. So we're like trying to like right now like we're updating our bylaws completely because they haven't been updated in a while. So we're like trying to like go through them and like to make sure there's no like errors. And to also just like make sure that there's no like because some things are like kind of confusing in our bylaws, so we're like revoting and stuff, and my VP and like standards board are all like working on that. And then we do a point system on like for attendance and like things, so we're having right this summer like we are reworking like that completely to try to make it fit like an online semester. And also trying to like we are doing recruitment, and Rutgers is doing completely online recruitment, so we are participating in that, and we're trying to figure out best ways to do recruitment things. And basically right now like we had different goals and stuff, but because of everything being online we had to shift them completely. So right now we're just trying to rework most of our positions and trying to figure out ways to like fundraise and like do all the things we would normally do but enacting online, because any like Greek life that meets up on Rutgers is like gonna get like suspended, so we're not allowed to meet in person like at all. So everything's like very different for us.
Okay, perfect. No, stuff like that is good to know. That it sounds like fundraising is a concern. You guys are not allowed to meet at all.
Yeah, so we're not like we can't have like people were asking in like the meeting for like OFSA like if we could like meet in a park and stuff like other chapter presidents, because like it's all like the Greek life at Rutgers, and they're like no meetings whatsoever.
Okay. All right. No, that's really helpful for us to know. Okay, awesome. Thank you. Let's go ahead and go to Connecticut. I know there's at least a couple of you guys on the call from Connecticut. So whoever wants to step up and share what your goals are for either just for fall semester or for the entire academic year. Maybe.
Okay, hi, can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
Okay, so we just have some general goals right now. I think the number one thing we want to do is keep the chapter engaged. Similar to Rutgers, I think UConn is mostly going to be online. I know there's a lot more restrictions on reserving rooms, so it's very unlikely we're going to be able to meet in person. So we're just trying to work out how all the positions are going to change to be online, and how to encourage active sisters to continue to, be part of the chapter and feel like they're getting the same experience out of it. We're also updating our bylaws. We're just trying to make them a little bit more organized, easy to understand. There's some parts of it where it's a bit confusing, so it always leads to confusion during voting. And then we are also doing fully online recruitment. So we're trying to streamline that to make it a lot more straightforward than it has been in past years, just because it is completely online. Yeah, that's pretty much it overall.
Awesome. All right. Thank you. Let's go to Madison and Northeastern.
Hi, can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
Okay, awesome. So Northeastern is doing a hybrid format for the fall, so it's still kind of uncertain if in-person events are allowed, but they are letting you do, like, there's some rooms with occupancy up to like 25 people. So we're thinking it may be possible to do some events in person or hybrid. So it's still a little bit unclear on what that will be like, but it does seem like our recruitment can be partially in person and partially virtual, which is good. But prior to COVID and everything happening, our main goals were, now that we got voted in as an affiliate chapter of PanHel, this would be our first time kind of recruiting with them and having them advertise us more. So we were just looking forward to making more connections with Greek life on campus, as well as other engineering clubs, and getting our name out there more. And then also we want to beef up our service. We traditionally didn't have as many service events per semester, and I don't know if that'll be possible this semester. We'd probably be doing more fundraising and philanthropy, but I think that's something we definitely want to improve upon as well.
Okay, great. Thanks, Madison.
Yeah.
All right. And lastly, I think we have Hannah from MIT Colony.
Yep. Can you all hear
Yeah.
me?
Yes,
All
we
right.
can hear you.
So as a colony, kind of our main focus is figuring out how do we get installed and really start building the community. Especially right now, we're a pretty small group. So we want to think about how are we expanding our membership? And also part of the issue here is that we are under the Interfraternal Council at MIT, and they are not actually doing recruitment or offering bids this fall. This is a decision that's kind of might be changed, but we're a little bit concerned on how are we going to get members if we only have one recruitment period next year. We're also focusing on gaining visibility on campus. Since we are not under Pan-Hel, a lot of incoming students are not aware that we are an option for Greek life for women on campus. And another thing, obviously, what many people have already mentioned, that being online is going to present a challenge with both building and keeping the sense of community and adjusting rules appropriately.
Okay, yeah, I like what you said, building and keeping the sense of community. Okay, awesome. All right, I'm just taking notes. That's why I have a very serious listening face right now. Great. All right, so kind of cruise through some goals, and it sounds like there are definitely some common concerns or common focus areas. So I know that recruitment is definitely going to be talked about later at conference. So hopefully that will answer a lot of questions or give you guys some really, excuse me, some really good ideas. I guess this is kind of the roundtable part. So it looks like fundraising and kind of keeping up that spirit of sisterhood and keeping people engaged. So those are kind of the two big issues that it sounds like everybody is concerned about to some extent. So I guess this is kind of the roundtable part that, you know, if anyone has any ideas for how you're going to approach this, either one of those topics, either fundraising or that sense of sisterhood, you know, this is where that roundtable part comes in discussion. So Erin and I are just here as, you know, kind of resources and to answer questions and, you know, if you want to bounce ideas off of us. But, you know, if you guys just kind of want to use this opportunity, like I said, to have an interregional connection and be able to, you know, to directly work with your counterparts. I know we've got, okay, well, we've got three presidents and then VP administration. And Allison, could you explain your position? I think it was director of chapter accreditation with Connecticut. Could you explain that a little bit? I've just never seen that before and I'm kind of interested.
Yeah, so so chapter accreditation is the program that UConn has for like maintaining like an accredited like Greek organization on campus. So there are a lot of like educational requirements that are required by every Greek org every semester. So it's like 3 different events, like a diversity and inclusion. There's Title IX and there's like a mental health one. And then there's also like a lot of like every collaborative event we do has to be approved. So I'm just in charge of making sure that we're meeting the requirements of like staying an accredited organization.
Okay, all right, awesome. All right, so everybody remember Allison's name at UConn, that if your school, I know this is starting to be a little bit more common kind of in the Midwest and probably maybe it'll be introduced to other schools as well, but if your university Greek life starts to go towards this direction with some sort of accreditation program, Allison would be a fantastic resource if you guys have questions, you know, for how to stay organized, how to fill out all the paperwork or requirements or anything like that. So I guess actually, maybe before we hop into the brainstorming roundtable-y part of things, I wanted to circle back to Erin real quick. You know, so you guys have all shared your goals and your plans for the semester's chapters, and I just wanted to give Erin the opportunity to share her, like I said, goals and expectations for you guys as her chapters. So I'll let you go ahead and take the floor, Erin.
Yeah, so a few of my goals. Well, one of my expectations is I'll try to meet with all chapter presidents once a month, like FaceTime or Google Hangout or some sort of, so we can see each other. I feel like you can get more of a personal connection instead of over the phone. So I would like to do that with all the chapter presidents, and then be able to reach out to the other executive board as things go on. So for recruitment, be able to reach out to the recruitment chairs and just like let everyone be aware that I'm here for them, and more than just, you know, I'm not here just to tell you, hey, your taxes are due. I'm here as a resource. I'm a person that you can come to so that I can find you the answers to your questions. And if I don't have the answers, I will find the answers for you. So I just want you guys to be aware that you don't just have to have an issue to come to me. If you just want to bounce ideas off of me, like that's what I'm here for. And that's one of my goals, is to have that open communication. I don't want you to only come to me when there's something bad. You can come to me with good news, like, hey, we got X amount of girls who came to our first virtual recruitment meeting, and we're really excited about that. So the good news is also great to hear, and it just helps me keep involved. I also, a goal of mine is, I know that sometimes it can feel lonely as your own chapter. We're all in the same area or within a certain amount of area, like we're close to each other. So we can use that to, you know, speak with each other. You're not alone. There's other presidents around you. You know, so if you're having a problem with recruitment, maybe another chapter has dealt with that before. And so you can reach out to them as well. So one of my things is I would like to create a GroupMe or WhatsApp. I don't know what you guys use. I used GroupMe in college, but I'll ask you guys that later, and create a GroupMe for all of the chapter presidents and myself. And then that way, if you guys just want to talk to somebody who's not in your chapter, but another president, because they know what you're going through. So I think that'll be a great avenue for you guys, just another person to talk to bounce ideas off of, you know, figure out what's best for you guys. You can use them as a resource as well.
All right, great. Thanks, Erin.
Yeah.
And I just want to add one thing onto that regarding communication. So I know that emails, everybody gets tons of emails, but if you do see an email from Erin, please, you know, give her kind of the same consideration she's giving you guys. You know, she's going to say, I'm going to respond to this in some form within 48 hours. If, you know, if y'all could be on top of her emails as well, that's just, it'd be a nice thing to do to show her a little bit of respect, since she is doing this as a volunteer position. You know, she's got 4 of you guys to keep track of, and is a huge help for me. There's no way that I can manage, you know, 40 plus chapters on my own. So RFDs are an incredibly important part of my role as collegiate affairs. So let me just make sure I'm not missing anything. Yeah, so I guess before we kind of start our brainstorming roundtable session, do you have any specific questions either for Erin or myself? I know we've got the chat feature in Zoom, and we've got the Q&A thing as part of the app. But I'm just checking to see if I've missed anything. So if you guys have any questions for us, either, you know, right now, right off the bat, or as this discussion goes along, you know, feel free to, like I said, throw those in the chat, or, you know, just let us know. So like I said, some common issues from everybody's goals was fundraising, and then keeping that sense of sisterhood, that sense of community. So like I said, if anybody has ideas, things that they definitely want to try with their chapter, or things just floating around in your head, or, you know, you just want to start to get ideas, that's, you know, really what this roundtable is for you to help everyone out. So I'm gonna sit back and mute myself. And like I said, Erin and I are just here to answer questions or help guide things if you guys get stuck. But otherwise, yeah, how about it? Here we go.
My sorority has a fundraising plan if anybody wants to hear it. My fundraising chair, I had her send it to me like last week. I don't know, it just happened to my Zoom. It was just weird. But if any, like, we do have a plan if anybody would want to hear it.
I mean, I'm not chapter president, but I would definitely like to hear what you guys are doing. This will just help in case there's other chapters in different regions that have the same question. That would be really helpful for us to know.
Since we're like completely like since we can't like meet at all, like ours like is completely online. So our fundraising chair has been in touch with Double Good. It's a popcorn sales, and Mrs. Fields, which is a cookie sales, and they're both online fundraisers. So, and they'll deliver to people's houses, so we won't have to deliver them to people, and we can organize those so people can buy them from like out of states, and like it's kind of like what you did at Girl Scouts, you would sell like your family and stuff. And what we're doing, and we get 50% of the profits, and the goal is that each sister will have to sell 10 of each good. And then hopefully we'll make around $1,500 from that. And then we're also going to try a like charity, like raffle, like movie night thing where we would donate like half the money to like one of the situations going on around the world, and then us getting like 25% and paying Zoom or something 25%. So that's like those are our current like plans.
Okay, and just a quick question about that. So your fundraising, is that the money for your fundraising, is that going to go towards, I'm assuming if you can't do socials or anything like that, just like FIRO swag or recruitment goodies or things like that, or what are you earmarking that?
We go to our reserves for like formal and stuff.
Okay, all right, thank you.
And for like probably like our recruitment money and stuff like that.
Okay, all right, sounds good, thank you. And then, sorry, excuse me, what about sisterhood, kind of building and keeping that spirit of sisterhood? Did anybody have a really successful event that you planned over the summer or maybe back in the spring that went really well that you feel like was a really good idea?
I guess.
Sorry, go ahead.
Okay. So people in my chapter, we did like a FIRO pen pal, and we all like sent each other letters in the mail in like March. So it was like really nice to get a letter in the mail from a sister.
We actually did the same thing, but with emails. It's really nice to kind of get a more personalized one-on-one.
And how did you guys pair sisters up for your pen pal programs?
We had the VP external like have like a list of everyone who wanted to participate, and she matched them randomly.
Okay. Okay, so it was a totally voluntary program that not like everybody had an assigned person. It was just whoever wanted to be part of it.
Yes.
Okay. All right, so pen pals, does anyone have ideas of things that they wanted to try this fall? Either maybe you saw a different Greek organization or a different chapter doing this and you're like, I have to do this event with my chapter.
We were thinking of doing kind of like a regular game night, kind of if you're free, join, just to make sure that like there's a more casual meeting time for everyone. I mean, also we are pretty small, so this is far easier to organize than for larger groups. But I thought it was a good idea.
No, I really like that. Game nights are fun. Does anybody else?
During the school year, we're still going to have socials. But we're just doing like online, like sister socials. So we're doing like Netflix parties, and then we're going to like do like a Zoom call because we had a senior banquet and we made like PowerPoints and stuff. So like we're going to like make like funny PowerPoints and stuff like that, I think.
Yeah, Northeastern has done some similar events over the summer that we want to continue. We've done some trivia nights and also movie nights through Zoom as well. And then people were kind of sad that our chapter meetings were ending. So during that time, people would just give like random presentations on whatever they wanted, like funny ones, and we would all just watch them. So those were a good way to keep involvement too.
Awesome. Those are some really good ideas, ladies. Gosh, yeah. Well, I guess my next question for everybody, I don't want to end this discussion, but maybe something else to think about. Like obviously this is a really stressful time for everyone. Not only are you dealing with all your academic stress, but just, you're heading back into an environment that's definitely not normal or not traditional. It's not expected. Have any of your chapters either started a program or thought about starting a program to kind of focus on mental health or self-care or anything like that, just to kind of help everybody out a little bit during all the craziness going on right now?
For our chapter, even before all this had happened with COVID, our VP of academics did like a mindfulness minute during her slide at chapter, which was really nice. It'd be like a minute where we do like breathing exercises or like giving people compliments, things like that. And I thought it was like a nice little break to let people de-stress.
Okay, and who did you say was the person who did that?
It was our VP of academics.
Academics, all right, thanks.
Northeastern has the Sigmund sister position, so she would do routine mental health check-ins with everyone in our chapter, which was really helpful. And then also we recently, I think this was last fall, but incorporated free passes, which are basically like mental health passes for attendance if you are just like overwhelmed. We basically changed the name of them from study passes to free passes because we wanted to recognize that people might need mental health days as well from attending like a lot of events that we have. So.
Awesome, thank you, Madison. So I guess kind of going back to all of these things, all of these challenges together, do you see anything that either Erin as your regional field director or myself as not only VP Collegiate Affairs, but also your interface with National Council, are there programs or initiatives or communication? Is there anything that we can do? Like I said, either Erin is your RFD, myself as Collegiate Affairs, or National Council. Are there any specific things that would help you as chapters, either with these issues or really with anything? That's the whole point of National Council, is to help you guys, help you be very successful chapters, be awesome, amazing, active sisters that turn into engaged and engaged, enthusiastic alums. So I think Madison, you're unmuted.
Yeah, this is like a very specific thing, but since this was our first year as a chapter, we were filing taxes for the first time, and we had a lot of issues with that because no one ever applied for an FEIN number for us, so I don't even think we ever could do our taxes because it's still not valid. So I just think if there's more support for new chapters that are going through these processes for the first time, to just give them like a little helping hand for their, first time going through these things.
Okay.
Yeah.
So do you think that having that as part of maybe like I know like everybody gets a chapter handbook when, it's on Chapter Spot, it's a resource that everyone has access to. If you think there was like a specific handbook to kind of help that colony to chapter transition, or maybe more materials in your colony education process, like would that be helpful?
Yeah, I think that would be very helpful because there's a lot of, it's mostly like forms and things like that that you have to do when you're a chapter versus when you're a colony. So you kind of have to like figure that out on your own through Chapter Spot or with your advisor. So I think that'd be really helpful.
Okay. I will pass that along to Jenna, our VP of Expansion, so that we can work together, and hopefully, I guess MIT will probably be our next chapter that gets installed. So hopefully they can have a little bit smoother transition than what Northeastern had. But thanks for that. Okay. Anything else? Like, this is your opportunity, guys. I mean, if there's anything, be like, man, I really hate using Chapter Spot website stuff, or I wish end of term reports were easier to fill out. I mean, if there's anything like that, this is really your opportunity.
The new website is like really hard to use. I spent like maybe like days like trying to figure out like how to like submit the like end of term reports and stuff because I couldn't figure out how to use the new website.
Oh, you're talking about Portal?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, that's unfortunately, I can't do anything about that. So it's like the one question that I'm helpless to do stuff with. Yeah, and I think that unfortunately is just kind of a growing pain that I think all of our online environment stuff is going to be settled and quiet for a while. After our new website gets up online, I don't see, too many changes happening really once that's established. But if you guys do run into any problems, you're like, oh my gosh, I used to be able to find this thing all the time easy on Chapter Spot, and I have no idea to get to it with Portal. If you email Gabby, our communications director, communications@phisigmarow.org, she's usually a really, really good resource for most things Chapter Spot related, or I know there's a Chapter Spot specific session later at conference here where you guys will meet, I want to say Joelle, but that may not be her name, but you basically meet our Chapter Spot account rep. Kat, do you remember her name?
It is Joelle.
It is Joelle. Oh my gosh, man, I'm batting 100 today. Where you guys will have a chance to meet her and be able to ask some more specific technical questions. But basically just know that Gabby has a direct line into Joelle. So if you guys do run into issues with Chapter Spot, let Erin know, because there might be something going on that I've let the RFDs know about, or let me know, let Gabby know. Basically, the worst thing to do in that situation is just sit on it. Maybe you're trying to submit a form, it's due in a week, and you try for a couple days and nothing works, and you forget about it and come back 2 weeks later. And now not only can you still not get into your form, but now your form's overdue. Reach out as soon as you do have an issue, just to let us know, and we can hopefully resolve the issue or let you know how to access whatever you're trying to get to.
And that session is on Tuesday at 4 o'clock.
4 o'clock Eastern. Okay.
Yeah.
You guys are all on Eastern. Sorry, I'm out here in Arizona, so I'm the weirdo not on East Coast time. Okay, so help with taxes. Portal is a pain to use, and so you get used to it. Is there anything else, guys? Either things you're like, man, our last RFD did this and it was super duper helpful, or our last RFD didn't do this and we really wish she would have, anything like that. We're just trying to make sure that the relationship between actives and your RFD, we want it to be a good thing. Like Erin said, she doesn't want to just talk to you guys if you're late on something or something bad happens. Like, share the good stuff with us. There's actually an RFD Instagram account that if your chapter is recognized for maybe some kind of Campus Greek Life Award or something within the College of Engineering, a sister has an awesome internship, or, just stuff like that. Feel free to tag the RFD Instagram account so that we can help to highlight, these big positive moments within the chapter as well. So I guess we'll put Erin on the hot seat a little bit now, but is there anything that she specifically as the RFD can do, should do, shouldn't do? This would be the perfect time to share those kind of things with us.
I was just going to say that I think the group me is a really good idea because previously, like I really only had contact with the RFD and MIT because they're so close to us. But I think it's really great to be able to connect us all through a GroupMe.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna do GroupMe. I feel like that's more of an East Coast thing. Does anybody not have GroupMe? Okay, I'll take the silence as everyone does have GroupMe. So I'll set that up tonight and add you all. And if you don't get the invite, just let me know. But yeah, I agree. I think that will be a good thing for you.
Can you email me like a link for the GroupMe, because the GroupMe doesn't go to my phone number right now, and I've been trying to fix it for a very long time. It's very confusing.
Yeah, I'll email you guys it and text you it as well. That way, if you can't get it from one way, you can get it from the other.
Okay, thank you.
Awesome. All right, I think the last bit of good news I wanted to share with you guys is that we're looking to restart our regional leadership conferences starting this academic year. I guess, I don't know, we haven't had them for a while, but basically what it is, it's like this RFD roundtable, but just like blown into an actual session. So it's like a little mini conference, but just for schools in your region. So we're going to try and organize something. It'll probably just be a virtual event. But, try to have a couple leadership focused talks, maybe a roundtable discussion or two for different positions, and then try to do some kind of fun social event. So if you guys are interested either in helping Erin and myself with coordinating and planning that event, or if you have ideas for speakers or topics that you'd like to see addressed at a regional leadership conference, let us know also. I have no idea when this is going to happen, probably late in the fall or in the spring. It'll depend on Erin's schedule and then how, academic stuff, how that all shakes out with you guys. But just know that we are planning to organize something like that for this coming 2020-2021 school year. I'm trying to think, Erin, is there anything else that we had talked about bringing up that I haven't touched on yet? Oh, Erin was unmuted. Now she's muted again. Okay. In that case, like I said, you've got Erin's contact information. There's an RFD Instagram that I've got that, or you guys can always reach me, VP of Collegiate Affairs at phisigmarow.org. Erin East1 RFD at phisigmarow.org, or a plethora of other ways that she gave you guys to reach out. Just know that we are here to help. That's really our main job, and occasionally it turns into kind of seems like we're just nagging on things. But really, it's like when I ask people to submit end-of-term reports, all the information is how we hand out awards at conference and convention. So when we get to all the fun award stuff on Sunday, you're like, man, I wish my chapter would get something. You could. You just have to submit your end-of-term report. So, okay, Erin, you're unmuted again now. Was there anything that we didn't talk about that we probably should have?
Not that I can think of. I think we kind of covered everything. I have everything written down for their concerns, so I can keep on top of those and make sure we get those under control. And, so I did have one suggestion for the sisterhood and getting girls engaged with each other during this time. Along with the game nights and stuff, my friends and I have done virtual escape rooms. So it's an actual escape room, but it's like they're wearing a GoPro and you tell them what to do, like go over to that lock. Just so it's another idea of another avenue to get girls engaged. If trivia is not their thing, or the movie they're watching isn't their thing either, but it was just a suggestion.
Awesome, thank you. All right, so the very last thing we have before we wrap up today is you should be getting a feedback form or survey, something like that, as part of this session. And one of the questions on that is going to be a keyword. So actually, I'm going to go ahead and pause our recording. Go back up. All right, so yeah, you guys know how to get a hold of Erin. You know how to get a hold of me. Erin will be calling into one of your first chapter meetings this coming school year, just to reintroduce herself to the rest of the chapter. Share all her contact information again. So if you guys have questions, something comes up later, you know how to get a hold of us. But other than that, I think that's everything for our very first RFD Roundtable of Conference. So thanks everybody for participating. You had some really awesome suggestions and ideas for sisterhood, for fundraising, some good comments on what we as National Council can do better. So I will reach out to people so we can implement those great ideas. So that's everything from us. Thanks, ladies. Enjoy the rest of the conference.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Thank you.
All right, Kat, I guess I'll stop.